The cryptocurrency market is in shambles as 200 million liquidations flushed in 15 minutes. Why is all of this happening? Let's talk about it. Donald Trump has crashed crypto. In fact, all markets are down as the global trade war comes roaring back. Trump is playing with economic fire. Some are reporting as he announced a proposal on massive tariff increases on Chinese imports, specifically rare earth exports. This is something markets weren't expecting. This is something that is shaking up markets today. Now, it's interesting zooming out. Market structure is not broken. I mean, honestly, this looks really bullish to me. The point is, even Ethereum retesting this wedge right here, even Ethereum to me still looks massively bullish on this appropriate retest. It's so much easier buying or holding Bitcoin today than back in the day when Bitcoin fell to 40,000 or 30,000 or 20,000 or even less. I remember back in 2018 when Bitcoin crashed to 6K. This was devastating. And then, 8 months later, capitulated to 3.2K. Now, this was bad. The point is, I've never been more confident on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, quality cryptos than today, than this cycle. Meaning, I'm not just holding, I'm buying more. I'm buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. What about you? We tried to share with you different insights that most channels don't cover, like this one. There was an FOMC Fed meeting the other day, and this is what they talked about. This is from the minutes. Most officials at the Fed said it would likely be appropriate to ease policy further this year. Some noted that the Fed policy may be particularly restrictive. And so, another reason why the market is down today, because we're starting to see the effects of the government shutdown. Substantial federal layoffs begin as Congress remains deadlocked over funding to end shutdown. But the fact that that's happening to me indicates that they're much more likely to cut in about a week or two. In about 1 week or two, and my analysis, in my opinion, the Fed should be cutting rates right around here. Now, it's possible they even cut more rates later this year. And in fact, 2 more rate cuts are likely in 2026. Even beyond that, if you take a look at the on-chain data, sure, we're seeing OG Satoshi-era wallets selling huge amounts of Bitcoin really being sucked up by the market in ways that we've never seen any cycle before. And what's interesting, if you actually look at the data, there's real money lurking beneath the surface that are not FOMOing into buying Bitcoin. They're picking their spots places. Kind of any low points they're cost averaging. And again, market structure is not broken. Ethereum dipped hard today as well. Ethereum fell to about here, but it's still trading in this range. Once Ethereum breaks out of this range, I think it's going to be really bullish. And this retest today is very healthy. So, you have to ask yourself, is the cryptocurrency market truly bearish today? Is something happened that affects Bitcoin or crypto fundamentally? Or is it likely that this trend line holds up and in the future will be higher than today? Good thing you're subscribed to Crypto Analysis Pro. You have to look at what's going on. Just in, Morgan Stanley removes restrictions on Bitcoin and crypto investments for all clients, meaning the floodgates are truly opening. BNY Mellon is taking steps for tokenized deposits and blockchain payments. They're not just buying crypto, they're using it. Traditional banking is onboarding crypto rails. The Nobel Peace Prize winner is a big Bitcoiner. We've never seen something like this before. And the fact that she's talking about Bitcoin here, this is insanely bullish. The 2025 Nobel Peace Prize winner says this about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin bypasses government-imposed exchange rates and thus helps many of our people. It has evolved from a humanitarian tool to a vital means of resistance. We are grateful for the lifeline Bitcoin provides and look forward to embracing it in a new democratic Venezuela. We envision Bitcoin as part of our national reserves, helping rebuild what the dictatorship stole. Before our gold reserves were plundered, Venezuela had wealthy financial reserves worldwide. We will restore those reserves and include Bitcoin as a key component. The only way to help Venezuela's poorest is by ensuring property rights, low inflation, equal access to opportunity, and government transparency. I invite everyone who shares these values to advocate for a peaceful transition of power in Venezuela and help us. We will prevail. Fortunately, unlike bank wires, which the regime usually block, Bitcoin donations cannot be seized. Let's use this technology to bring about the change Venezuela desperately needs.
I think Bitcoin is going to make a lot of people rich, including us. But even more than that, Bitcoin is going to make a lot of people free and lives better. I loved this video from the Bitcoin Policy Institute. Bitcoin is money the dictators can't stop.
87% or so of the people on this planet live in a place where they either have a collapsing economy with a terrible fiat currency or an authoritarian regime.
72% of the world's population live under some sort of autocratic regime.
Our bank accounts were frozen, our funds seized, and financial censorship became just another tool the Russian regime used to silence us.
Our bank accounts were frozen, and his organization was confiscated.
85% of the Afghan population didn't trust the bank.
I hear people say, well, there's no use case for Bitcoin. It's money that dictators can't stop.
They don't have a bank account, but they can simply get paid if they have a wallet.
Activists that have been suffering repressions are now being helped by this technology that is Bitcoin.
It's not about making profit, it's about survival.
And again, in the short term, besides the Fed rate cuts, there's a lot of reason to be bullish into Q4 and into next year. These are short-term catalysts that will send the market higher. Coinbase CEO says the Market Structure Clarity Act is coming, meaning clear crypto rules are coming. This is months away.
One more piece of legislation that, as you said, got bipartisan support in the House already and now is being debated in the Senate. And this is what we call market structure legislation, which just simply means it's covering all of the non-stablecoin crypto assets, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's resolving some of these outstanding issues from the last administration that got weaponized by people like Gary Gensler, trying to go after the crypto industry because it wasn't clear, were these a commodity, were they a security? So this legislation is making great progress. I've never been more bullish on the chances to get it passed into law. This freight train has left the station, and there's people on both sides of the aisle in the Senate that are eager to get this legislation put on the books. Now, this hasn't stopped the big bank lobby from coming in trying to throw a wrench into things. They actually want to go in and ban rewards on stablecoins, and that was already settled in the prior Genius Act that I just mentioned. But I'm not too worried about it. The senators we spoke to aren't really going to entertain reopening that issue, and so hopefully this legislation gets passed into law very soon.
Well, listen, this is one of the rare...
Thank you for being with me this far. Trump really caused the market to crash so he could buy at lower prices. Thank you for watching my previous videos to increase your crypto literacy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to tell me your thoughts on this cryptocurrency crash in the comments. Until next video, goodbye.